Hello students, welcome back to your science class. In the previous class, you have learned about metals and non-metals and their physical properties such as physical state, luster, color, hardness, malleability, ductility, thermal conductivity and electrical conductivity. Today, I am going to teach you about sonority. Metals possess sonority. What do you mean by sonority, students? Suppose a metal pipe is striken with a material. It will produce a sound, a ringing sound. So, the property by virtue of which a metal object produces a ringing sound when struck with a hard object is called sonority. See, in our homes, bells, wind chimes, we make use in our home are possessing this property. Okay? So, what is meant by sonority? Sonority means when a metal pipe or when a metal object is striken each other, it will produce a ringing sound. So, the definition for sonority is the property by virtue of which metal objects produce a ringing sound when struck with a hard object is called sonority. Next one is non-metals. They do not produce the ringing sound. They will produce a dull sound when it is struck with a hard object. So, this is the property of metals and non-metals. That is another physical property of metals and non-metals. On observing the physical properties of metals and non-metals, we cannot judge that this material is a metal and this material is a non-metal. So, we have to find out the metals and non-metals by using the chemical properties. So, what do you mean by the chemical properties of metals and non-metals? Chemical properties include how the metals react with the chemicals, how the metals reacts with oxygen, water, acid, bases and some displacement reactions. Let us see about the reaction of metals and non-metals with oxygen. Okay. Reaction of metals with non-metals. Metals. So, when metals reacts with oxygen, we will get metal oxides or metallic oxides. When metals reacts with oxygen, we will get metal oxide. Most of the metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. Can you say some examples for metals? Examples are sodium, potassium, magnesium, zinc, copper, etc. Now, let us see how sodium reacts with oxygen. What is the symbol for sodium? Sodium means Na. When sodium reacts with oxygen O2, you will get this metallic oxide sodium hydroxide. Sodium oxide, metallic oxide, sodium oxide. So, sodium reacts with oxygen, we will get sodium oxide. What is the symbol for sodium? The symbol for sodium is Na. The symbol for oxygen is O2. And what is the symbol for sodium oxide? It is Na2O. So, always when we write a chemical reaction, we have to balance the chemical reaction. Now, In the left hand side of the reaction, we have 1 sodium. At the same time, we have 2 sodium atoms in the right hand side. So, in order to balance this, what we must do? We have to multiply the sodium atom by 2. So, you will get 2Na. So, now sodium is balanced on either sides. 2Na, the right side also 2Na2. Okay. What about oxygen? There is only one oxygen in which side? In the left hand side. At the same time, we have 2 oxygen on the left hand side. So, right side we have 1 oxygen, left hand side we have 2 oxygen. So, in order to satisfy the oxygen atom, or in order to balance the oxygen atom, always we should keep or multiply the odd number by a number, and we must make as even number. So, just I am multiplying by 2. So, now oxygen became 2 on either sides. Right? Now, we balanced oxygen here. Is it not? 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen. See the condition of sodium? 2 2s are 4. There are 4 sodium atoms on the right hand side. At the same time, we have 2 sodium atoms on the left hand side. So, just you multiply by 4 on the left hand side to satisfy the number of atoms of sodium on either side. Now, shall we check it once? 4Na. Here also 4Na. Then 2 oxygen. Here also 2 oxygen. Thus, the equation is balanced. So, always whenever we are writing a chemical reaction, we should balance the equation. Okay. The next example is magnesium. What is the symbol for magnesium? It is Mg. Magnesium burns in oxygen, or it is heated with oxygen. We get magnesium oxide. Mg is the symbol for magnesium. Oxygen, it is O2. Then what is the formula for magnesium oxide? MgO. So, always we have to balance a skeleton equation. So, Mg here it is 1, and here we have to change it as 2. Why? Because oxygen, there is 2 oxygen atoms. So, when you multiply by 2, you will get 2MgO. Okay. Now, oxygen became 2 and magnesium also became 2. So, what to do in the other side, that is in the left hand side, we have to multiply by 2. So, it became 2Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. Okay. So, when magnesium is heated with oxygen, you will get magnesium oxide. The next example is copper, zinc, etc. Copper reacts with oxygen, or copper is heated strongly with oxygen, we will get copper oxide, and when zinc is heated strongly, we will get zinc oxide. These are the other 2 examples. Now, these metals, when they form metallic oxides, they are basic in nature. How will you find out that they are basic in nature? The non-metallic oxides, they form basic oxides, or they turn red litmus solution to blue. That is, non-metallic oxides, they are basic in nature and they turn the red litmus solution to blue. Next, we will see about the non-metallic substances with oxygen, such as carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. When non-metals reacts with oxygen, we get non-metallic oxides. Now, for example, first of all, we will see about carbon. What is the symbol for carbon? Carbon symbol is C. Carbon reacts with oxygen, we will get carbon dioxide. Carbon reacts with oxygen, we will get carbon dioxide. Now, what is the formula for carbon? It is C. Oxygen, it is O2. Carbon dioxide, CO2. Carbon reacts with oxygen, we will get carbon dioxide. So this is the example of non-metal reacting with oxygen. Next, we will see about sulfur. What is the symbol for sulfur? Sulfur symbol is S. Sulfur reacts with oxygen, we will get sulfur dioxide. Sulfur dioxide, SO2. SO2, sulfur dioxide. Now, sulfur, when it is reacting with oxygen, we will get a pungent suffocating gas. That is, the sulfur dioxide is a pungent suffocating gas. What is the meaning of pungent? Pungent means strong and sharp smell. That is, it is having a sharp smell. So, sulfur reacts with oxygen, we will get sulfur dioxide. Next, what about these two oxides, two non-metallic oxides, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide? These non-metallic oxides, when they are dissolved in water, they will form acids, and also they turn blue litmus solution to red. So, these non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. First, we will take the example of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, when it is dissolved in water, we will get carbonic acid. What is the formula for carbonic acid? H2CO3. So, when carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, we will get carbonic acid. Carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, we will get carbonic acid. This carbonic acid formula is H2CO3. Next, what about sulfur dioxide? Sulfur dioxide, when it is dissolved in water, we will get sulfurous acid, H2SO3. Sulfur dioxide, when it is dissolved in water, we will get sulfurous acid. What is the formula for sulfurous acid? H2SO3. Then we have another acid, sulfuric acid. Do you know what is the formula for sulfuric acid? It is H2SO4. So now these carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, they are non-metallic oxides. They form acids. So we can say non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. They turn blue litmus solution red. Okay, they turn blue litmus solution red. So shall we see from the beginning? First of all, reaction of metals with oxygen. When metals reacts with oxygen, we will get metal oxide. Generally, when metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxide. Example for metals are sodium, magnesium, zinc, copper, etc. First of all, we will see the reaction of sodium with oxygen. Sodium reacts with oxygen, we get sodium oxide. What is the formula for sodium? Na. Sodium reacts with oxygen O2 to give Na2O. Sodium reacts with oxygen, sodium oxide will be getting. Then Now, whenever we are writing a chemical reaction, we are writing the skeleton equation and we should balance the equation on either side, left hand side as well as right hand side. Each atoms, that is sodium atom and sodium atom, oxygen in this side and in this side, both should be correct. So we have to balance the equation. Then next example is magnesium. Magnesium, the symbol for magnesium is Mg. Magnesium reacts with oxygen, we will get magnesium oxide. What is the formula for magnesium oxide? MgO. So Mg plus O2 gives MgO. So this is the next example of metals reacting with oxygen. So when magnesium reacts with oxygen, we will get a dazzling white light of magnesium oxide. So sodium, when it reacts with water, when it is kept open exposed in air itself, it will react immediately and it catches fire, and that's why we are keeping or we are storing the sodium in kerosene. Then we will see about the non-metals. What about non-metals? Non-metals reacts with oxygen, we will get non-metallic oxides. Non-metals reacts with oxygen, we will get non-metallic oxides. Can you say some examples for non-metals? Example for non-metals are carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. First we will see about the reaction of carbon with oxygen. What is the symbol for carbon? Carbon, it is C. Then oxygen, it is O, O2. Since it is a diatomic molecule, we will write oxygen as O2. So carbon reacts with oxygen, we will get carbon dioxide. C plus O2 gives CO2. Then what about sulfur? Sulfur burns in air to form a pungent, suffocating gas, sulfur dioxide. So this sulfur dioxide gas is a pungent, suffocating gas. Then what about these non-metallic oxides? These non-metallic oxides, they are acidic in nature. Why do we say that they are acidic in nature? Because they will form acids when they are dissolved in water. So for example, when carbon dioxide CO2 is dissolved in water, we will get carbonic acid H2CO3. Carbon dioxide is dissolved in water, we are getting carbonic acid. At the same time, sulfur dioxide reacts with water or dissolved in water, we are getting sulfurous acid. In both the cases, we are getting the acids. So the non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. The non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. Also, they turn blue litmus solution red. They turn blue litmus solution red. So this is about the reaction of metals and non-metals with oxygen. Now shall we see about the reaction of metals with metals and non-metals with water? Okay. Now next one is reaction of metals with water. First of all, when metals react with water, we will get metal hydroxide. When metals reacts with water, we will get metal hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas. Then otherwise, when metals reacts with water, we will get metal oxide and hydrogen gas. So we get two types of products in this reaction. Metals reacts with water, we will get metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Also metals reacts with water, we will get metal oxide and hydrogen gas. For example, we will take sodium. What is the symbol for sodium? Na. When sodium violently treated with cold water, it will react to form sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide. The symbol or formula for sodium hydroxide is NaOH and hydrogen gas is evolved. So sodium reacts violently with cold water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. H2O means water, then this is NaOH, sodium hydroxide, then H2 means hydrogen. So when sodium is reacting violently with cold water, we get sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Now what about the other metals? Other metals such as copper, silver, gold. Copper, silver, gold. They do not react. They do not react with cold water. They do not react with cold water. Okay. So this is the reaction of metals with water. So metals, most of the metals, they react with water to produce metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas, as well as some metals they react with water to give metal oxides and hydrogen gas. Then for example, sodium reacts vigorously or violently with cold water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Now shall we balance this equation? How many sodium atoms are there? Here one, here one. Then hydrogen 2, 2. What about oxygen? Oxygen is oxygen 1 and hydrogen 3 atoms are there. So in order to change that odd number to even, just you multiply by 2. So we are getting 2 oxygen, 2 plus 2, 4 hydrogen. So in order to make that 4 hydrogen here, just multiply by 2 on the left hand side. Now hydrogen became 4 as well as oxygen became 2. Okay, what about the sodium on the right hand side? We have 2 sodium atoms. So you multiply by 2 on the left hand side. Now the equation is balanced. Okay. Now some metals such as copper, silver, gold, they do not react with cold water. Okay. So this is the reaction of metals with water. Reaction of metals with water. Then what about non-metals? Non-metals, they do not react with water. They do not react with water. So these are the things we have seen today. First, reaction of water with metals. With metals. That is, when metals reacts with cold water, we get metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas, as well as when some metals reacts with water, we get metal oxide and hydrogen gas. So metals reacts with water, we get metal hydroxide and hydrogen gas, and some of the metals they will give metal reacting with water to give metal oxide and hydrogen gas. So 2 types of products we get. Okay, example for metal, we will take sodium. Sodium, when it is made to react violently with cold water, we get sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Now when this reaction is going on, we will get a large amount of heat, that is, heat is evolved, and as a result hydrogen will catch fire also. So sodium violently reacts with cold water to give sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, and a large amount of heat is evolved due to the result of hydrogen gas catching fire in air. Then what about copper, silver and gold? Copper, silver and gold, they do not react with cold water. That's why we people are using gold ornaments, is it not? So when we are taking bath, it is not affected, or it is not reacting, or it is not damaged. So silver, copper and gold, they do not react with cold water, and non-metals also, they do not react with water. That's all, children.